It's time now for County-Wide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Join Paul David and Brad Miller as they talk with our community's leaders, newsmakers, and people in the know. You'll hear about the hot topics that affect all our lives here in Yavapai County. And now, here's today's County-Wide.
Welcome to County-Wide. I'm Paul David. Good to have you in the studio today. Today we're going to talk about Arizona's big birthday coming up, which is February 14th, 2012. We'll be turning 100 years old. In studio today is Arizona Centennial Commission Deputy Director Mandi Wimmer.
Yes.
Welcome to studio.
Thank you very much.
Well, I heard that you were talking with Pam.
Yes.
And I said, well, let's get her in and we'll talk about the Best Fest. And I told you at the beginning of the show I've seen a couple of programs or a couple of press releases about the Best Fest, but I really hadn't wrapped my head around it to try to figure it out. But before we go to the Best Fest, which is on our background here today, give me an idea about the Centennial. What is this?
The Centennial, we are celebrating, we as Arizona, we're the youngest of the 48 contiguous states, and we are celebrating our 100 years of statehood.
We are the youngest, aren't we?
We are the youngest of the 48. So we've got Alaska and Hawaii after us, but not for about 50 years. So this is really exciting not only for Arizona, but for the nation. So it's a really huge milestone for Arizona. 100 years of statehood is very exciting. Something definitely that needs to be celebrated, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to do so.
Now, this isn't just something that was put together on a whim. It didn't take a couple months to do.
No.
You've been working at this for a while now.
Yes, I've been working on it for about 2 years, and our executive director 3.5 years. So we've been adding staff as we go and as it gets closer to, but it's definitely a massive undertaking.
Now, your job and the commission's job, what does it entail?
Our job specifically is to organize events. I think we have 7 or 8 signature events that we will put on as the Centennial Commission. Then in addition to that, we have an official Centennial event program where realistically we as a small staff and all privately funded couldn't do events in every city, every town to really celebrate this the way it should be celebrated, because it is a state centennial, not a Phoenix Centennial, not a Flagstaff Centennial, not a Tucson Centennial. It's statewide. So what we did was created an official Centennial event program where we sanction events all over the state. They get to use our logo. We help market them, press releases, put their logo on our website. They use our logo, and they get to coin themselves as an official Centennial event throughout the state during their promotions and their year of celebration. So we are kicking off September 16th through the 18th with our official signature events of the commission. We'll culminate on February 14th, 2012, which is our actual birthday, our statehood day. But then the official Centennial events will continue throughout the year. So we'll have our signature events, the official Centennial events. Then the Arizona Historical Advisory Commission is sanctioning legacy projects. So there's actual buildings and things being created that will actually be a lasting legacy in various cities and towns all over the state.
And I was going through the websites this week, and there's several Centennial websites to go to. I think Yavapai County even has one as well. And I was trying to wrap my head around all the different things that are going on, and I saw Williams has got $25 million that they're building this train museum. And I thought, well, how's that a Centennial event? But then when you came in, you just described it very quickly there, but there are several different types of projects to celebrate Arizona's 100 years. We've got all the parties going on from now through the next year, but then there are things that are going to stick around for a long, long time.
Right, and that's what we want. I mean, we've been here 100 years, and when we look back on our last 100 years, and it would be really cool to. And as we talked about the Yavapai book, there's various structures and buildings that have been around forever, and it's so cool to look back and say, this has been here since the beginning of time, since before we were here, and that's what we want for the next 100 years. Is we want there to be various things around this state that were created in our centennial year that will last for the next 100. So we want to celebrate history, but we also want to write history. We want to create things right now that people will be writing in history books long after we're gone, talking about what we did during our 100-year celebration.
How's it been putting this together? What's it been like? Because, I mean, there are literally, I told you, I went to the website this morning. It is az100years.org.
Yes.
Is that the official website?
That's the official website.
Okay, I went there and I literally printed out, gosh, I don't know, 5-10 pages of events that are starting, well, some have already taken place, but they're going to continue all through next year.
Yes.
What's it like to, I mean, that's a lot of stuff. And then how do these people, how do they figure out how to get it started even?
A lot of them come to us. We did a lot of brainstorming. As I said, we've been working on this for years, and so we've been doing a lot of brainstorming with various counties and towns and cities, and going to meetings and saying, yes, I think that's a good idea. You should go down this road. People just kind of want the validation of the official commission that what they're doing is a good idea and can create a legacy and be an amazing event. And so we've had a lot of those conversations just to kind of get people started. But now we're so in crunch time with our signature events that we're producing throughout the state, through the regions, and then leading up to statehood, that people are, a little bit on their own. People have the background. They can go on our website as a resource. The Arizona Historical Advisory Commission website is a great resource as well. See what other people are doing. That's the one thing we've run into, is that none of this has ever been done before. It's never been done in our lifetime, obviously. So everything that we're creating, for instance, the Best Fest that we'll get to, has never been done before. So it takes people a while to understand what we're trying to do, and what our goal is, what we're trying to accomplish, because you can't say, go to the website and look what we did last year. And let's see, exactly, let's see how we did this 2 years ago, because that hasn't happened. So there's been so much creativity through people throughout this state, within our commission, on our foundation board, commission board. Everyone that has a piece of this has been amazing to work with, knowing that we get one chance. We get one chance to celebrate our centennial, and we have to do it right. And there's really no way to say what's right and what's wrong, but we want to make it big. We want to make it amazing. We want to make it go down in history.
Sure, of course.
So
100 years.
Yeah, so it's a massive undertaking.
If I wanted to, if I had like a group or an organization that wanted to participate still in next year, is there still time to get that centennial with you?
Yes.
To have your help with it?
Yeah, absolutely. If there's an event that you want us to sanction, there's still time to do that. We'll be sanctioning events up until February of 2012. And like I said, those events can happen after that time, but our commission will be phasing out then at that point. And then also donations, obviously very helpful. From large-scale sponsorship to $50, $20 from individuals. Everything that you see from the commission is privately funded. So it's, fundraising definitely is something that, that is always, a need, something that we could always use help with. So from those angles, and then the legacy projects through the Arizona Historical Advisory Commission. I
was going to ask you about that, because I mentioned the Williams Train Museum that they're going to build, $25 million price tag on it. I thought, gosh, does Williams have $25 million to spend on this structure? And then all the other events taking place. I mean, there's a lot of money being put into these things. But you just mentioned, I was wondering, is this tax dollars paying for this?
Nothing like that. No state, not a single state dollar is going into this. It's all privately funded. So it's organizations and people coming together, recognizing, as I said, that we have one chance, to do this. And we want to put our mark in Arizona to last for the next 100 years. So people are really rallying together. And it's taken people a while. I mean, we've had a bad economic time, obviously, which is no secret. And so people have been focused on very important things. And now, we're just a few months out from our actual statehood day. And and people are really waking up and saying, wow, this is right around the corner. We need to do something amazing. We have an opportunity to make history. So
let's take our first break.
Oh.
Mandy Wimmer is in studio today. She's the Deputy Director with the Arizona Centennial Commission. I'm Paul David. Stick around. We'll be back in just a couple minutes to talk about the Best Fest coming up in Prescott.
1, 2, 3, 4.
The best songs ever made. Oldies Radio KKLD.
I see the bad moon rising.
The greatest hits from the 60s and 70s. KKLD.
95.9 KKLD The Cloud, playing the music you sing along to.
Northern Arizona's KKLD, the songs you love.
Raising a child means working with partners, people you can rely on, for expertise, advice, and support. But when drugs or drinking enter the picture, who do you turn to? Well, there's help for that too. The partnership at drugfree.org. You're not alone.
Fire can happen at any time. What would you try to save?
My family photos.
My grandfather's war memorabilia.
My dogs.
I'm firefighter Brandon Wacker with the Cotton Fire Department. A working smoke detector is your best defense in the event of a fire. Make sure you have a smoke detector in every room except your kitchen. Test them monthly and change the battery once a year. Take the time to save the things you can't replace.
Sunny 100, your at-work radio station.
You're every word, you're everything.
With Malone in the morning, John Tesh in the evening, and the best variety of music all day long.
Waiting on the world to check.
Online at myradioplace.com.
And big girls don't cry.
Sunny 100, 100.1 FM.
Welcome back to Countywide. Today we're talking about the Arizona Centennial coming up on February 14th, 2012. And as you mentioned earlier, just a few months away.
Yes.
And Centennial Commission Deputy Director Mandy Wimmer in studio today. Before we get back and talk about Best Fest, this was on my desk when I came in this morning. I'm going to hold it up for a little while so Ryan can zoom in on it. This is a book about Yavapai County history.
Yes.
And it is amazing. And this is linked to the Centennial too. And as I started looking around at different things on the websites, I noticed there's a lot of books and a lot of photo information and things like that going on. So I think, is there a Centennial Commission for each county in Arizona, and then you'd be the top Centennial Commission? And
Right. We are the official commission for the state, but then a lot of the counties and towns are organized. So Yavapai County is one of the most organized counties. They've been organized since many years ago. So as I said, we started about 3 years ago. I think so did they. And so Ann Sterling, we work with quite often, and she's been absolutely amazing. She was at the very first meeting, I think, that I was even at for our community outreach folks. And Yavapai, very excited, very organized. The fact that the book is already published is amazing. They're so far ahead of the game.
It's wonderful. It's got over, I guess, 200 pictures of just historical, I mean, people and buildings and things you see today with nothing else around them. So it's really amazing just to see that book. So I appreciate, I believe Carolyn Morris sent this to me. And it's wonderful.
The preservation of all of the different structures that are in that book has been amazing. And looking through that book, it's truly unbelievable.
It's really neat to see what we've overcome to be where we are today.
Right.
Now, we've got you here. And the number one goal today that we did want to talk about was Best Fest. And I was thinking, okay, we got a little block party coming up. But no, we don't have a little block party coming up. We have got a huge party coming up. It's massive. It's September 16th, 17th, and 18th. We got great music.
Amazing music.
And all these different booths. And again, all this is being paid for through sponsors.
Yes, private funding.
What do we got here? Because this is downtown Prescott.
All right, so the Best Fest, just to start back a little bit, give people a little bit of history, we wanted to create an event as the commission that would hit the regions and the territorial capitals, most importantly. We wanted to make sure that it was a state celebration and not just one city's celebration. So we wanted to kick it off, rightfully so, in the first territorial capital, Prescott, around the courthouse square, where people are very used to coming for events. I think everyone in this area has been to the big 4th of July, which is a lot of fun. So
the courthouse square is definitely an icon.
The place to be, exactly. So we kind of took that structure and decided to build around that epicenter. And what we wanted to do was create just not an average street festival, which you said you thought it maybe would be, but we wanted to bring in culture. We wanted to bring in history. We wanted to bring in all of the industries that we celebrate in Arizona. We're such a booming field in natural resources and renewable energy, and we wanted people to get an education, but almost by accident. We wanted it to be exciting and statement making, and somewhere where we could celebrate truly the entire state inside one footprint of one event. So we're celebrating the region, the Prescott region, the northern region, but we're also bringing bits of Tucson, bits of Phoenix, bits of Yuma, bits of every area around the state and bringing it to the town square of Prescott.
Because like you keep saying, it is the entire state. It's not just one location at a time.
Exactly. So to that end, we brought the Native American village, entire football field size. I believe it's the junior high football field that we're taking over, and there'll be wiki-ups and homes from Native families from years, like throughout the entire century.
Okay, so that's what I'm going to ask you. So when I come to the Native American village, I'm going to see structures that represent. I didn't realize it'd be structures. That's impressive.
Right.
But from the beginning to 100 years.
Right. Throughout the various years of our statehood, you'll see structures that people lived in, that the Native Americans lived in. There'll be demonstrations, there'll be bread making, beadworking, there'll be a stage. Anywhere that you see a guitar means that there is a stage.
Live music.
So we have, I believe it's 7 or 8 stages total. So we really wanted to celebrate the entertainment of each culture as well. So there'll be traditional Native dancing and entertainment going on in their stage. And
you got a military zone.
The military zone, yes. So moving on to that is a pavilion. So we have 5 educational pavilions, which really are small museums. They're 30 by 60 structures. They've been designed amazingly by JRC Design, fabricated by Icon. They're truly unbelievable. You'll walk in, they'll have actual doors to walk into, climate controlled, and then the military will take you through our history, starting back at the conquistadors, Spanish colonial, all the way up to the present day war on terrorism. And then you'll see rocket launchers and helmets and, various things that were used in battle. Very cool. Very, very cool area.
Western town. Now, how much work do they have to do along Whiskey Road to actually create a Western town in Prescott? Because those buildings have been there forever.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So we had an amazing backdrop, just natural backdrop there. Yeah. And so we just kind of worked with that. And you have to celebrate the Western culture in Prescott, obviously. So, and we'll be taking this whole event and that to each city. But we're going to have the Western reenactors, the regulators that everyone's familiar with, great organization in Prescott. We'll have a stage there where there'll be various Western entertaining, demonstrating branding and leather working, various different things, throughout that I guess symbolize the Western culture will be there. And then obviously the saloon will have a specific beer garden that is going to be themed out as a saloon. You can go through the doors and and feel like you're right there inside a Western town. So
now you mentioned that a lot of history, a lot of Arizona history is going to be in here, but I noticed up here you got science and future.
Yes.
So that's obviously we're looking ahead too.
Right, and that's a huge point, and I'm glad that you mentioned that because we not only want to celebrate our past, but embrace the present and really look to the future. We are all going to be here for at least part of the next century, and we want to know where are we going and where may we get to even when we're all gone. What is Arizona's legacy? What are we coming up with? And University of Arizona has sponsored the Science and the Future Pavilion. The Mars Lander will be there, a solar car.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah, and there'll be robots that will be helping with underwater research and various things like that you'll actually get to see and play with. How close we are to curing certain forms of cancer. All of that you'll find in the Science and the Future Pavilion.
I can see why it took you so many years to put this together.
Yes.
And now this is all going to be in Prescott. This will be moving to Phoenix and then down to Tucson as well next year.
Tucson and then Phoenix.
But for locally, if you want to come and see it, now's the time to do it, which is September 16th through the 18th, right?
Absolutely. It'll be in this area once, September 16th through the 18th, and you don't want to miss it.
Commission Deputy Director Mandy Wimmer is in studio today. We have to take our second break. We're going to come back in a couple of minutes, and we'll give you a bunch of details about who the music will be that's there. The website is az100years.org. That's where all the information is.
Yes.
So stick around. Countywide will be back in just a couple minutes.
Good life. Sweet Caroline, I want to be a part of it. New York, New York.
Your home for America's best music.
KYBZ.
AM 1600.
You may not know where to turn when you're struggling with a drug or alcohol problem. It can be completely overwhelming. Even if you are not the one who's using. If you're a parent looking for help, look to the partnership at drugfree.org. You're not alone.
Having a fire escape plan is very important to keep your family safe and together in the event of a fire. When you awake to the sound of a smoke detector and smoke in your room, don't stand straight up. Carefully roll off your bed and stay low under the smoke. If your door is shut, feel the door with the back of your hand. Slowly open the door if no heat is felt. Always stay low until you get to the outside of your home. Always have 2 ways out of your house and a specified meeting place somewhere outside your home. Home escape plans should be drawn up and rehearsed on a regular basis. This could be the difference between life and death if caught in a fire.
Sunny 100, your at-work radio station.
You're every word, you're everything.
With Malone in the morning, John Tesh in the evening, and the best variety of music all day long.
Waiting on the world to check.
Online at myradioplace.com.
And big girls don't cry.
Sunny 100, 100.1 FM.
Welcome back to Countywide. We've got 3 minutes left in the program, Mandy. Parking, we want to make sure we talk about parking because it can be kind of a nightmare to park in downtown Prescott. So how are we working that out?
Absolutely. Yes, do not stay away. You have to come. It's your one chance to celebrate the Centennial. So
in our backyard.
Exactly. So from the east, Frontier Village. We will do parking shuttles from Frontier Village all day long. From the west, the rodeo grounds. So don't even worry about getting close. These shuttles will run constantly all day long. So come down. Absolutely.
Okay, and then music. We've got 3 big artists that are coming
Yes,
in.
we do. Start with Nils Lofgren on Friday, which is going to be very exciting. The Tubes.
And Friday is from 5 to 10. And you said just before 5 p.m., just before this whole thing, Best Fest, kicks off, there's a very special thing going on.
Yes, we are unveiling our Arizona Centennial stamp.
Okay.
So it'll be a forever stamp. We're really excited. I've heard that the artwork is unbelievable. I haven't even seen it yet.
Okay.
So Yavapai County folks have been working very hard to put together the stamp unveiling. That will start at 4, right by the courthouse.
Okay, and then 5 o'clock, everything kicks off.
Yep, quick opening ceremony, and we're off to the races on the main stage.
So 5 to 10 on that Friday. Saturday, what do we got going on?
We have 10 to 10 on that Saturday. Everything that you see here will be open the entire time, the pavilions, the villages, all of the stages. Then we'll have, let's see here, a Jerry Riopel, and then we'll go into our Salute to Arizona. We have a 30-minute program specific to saluting the state, all of the cultures, the history, all of that, looking to the future. And then we'll end with Jordan Sparks as our headliner that night.
Okay.
So very exciting about that.
And then we have Sunday.
Sunday, 11 to 6, and Wayne Newton.
Wayne Newton, the man who does not seem to age.
He does not.
No, he doesn't.
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah. So Wayne Newton's on, and then Sunday is 11 to 6.
11 to 6,
Okay, so if people, we've got about 60 seconds. Anything else we need to make sure we hit before we say goodbye today?
You know, this is an event that's just a little bit of everything. You know, as I've said a number of times, we've got one shot to do this. We've got one opportunity. Everyone that's been involved in this event, everyone that comes to this event will be a part of Arizona history. We are making history with this event. It will be the largest event in Arizona history when it's all said and done, from Prescott, Tucson, and Phoenix. So we just really encourage people to come out. It's going to be a really good time. There truly will be something for everyone.
Sure, and it is. It is once in a lifetime opportunity. I won't be here for the next 100 years.
Neither will I.
I mean, it's pretty cool that we're here for this one.
Absolutely.
And then to be able to look back while we're there at the Best Fest at the things that have happened in the last 100 years is really neat. So thanks for helping put this together.
Oh,
and thanks for helping me understand a little bit better, too, because I really did think it was just going to be this little party. I thought, well, you know, how exciting can that be? But no, you've made it very exciting. It's a huge event. For more information, go to az100years.org. Centennial Commission Deputy Director Mandy Wimmer, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you for having me.
I'm Paul David. That's today's Countywide. We'll talk to you again soon.
This has been Countywide, a special presentation of Yavapai Broadcasting News. Listen in each Tuesday and Thursday as we tackle the hot topics and talk to the decision makers across Yavapai County. That's Countywide with Brad Miller and Paul David each Tuesday and Thursday on this Yavapai Broadcasting station.